Joining us now, Republican Steve King, a representative of Iowa, joining us. Just back from Egypt. What took you there?
Well, it was a congressional delegation that was planned and put together by Dana Rohrabacher, the subcommittee chair of Foreign Affairs. And we put this together for some weeks or perhaps actually months. But I have visited 3 times now into Egypt, and each time it's been with General al-Sisi, and now President al-Sisi. And there are others there, including I'd met with the Coptic Pope and a leader of the evangelical churches there, a number of other leaders within the country. And I had promised that I will come back. If you keep your promises, I want to come back and say thank you. They have done a lot to keep their promises, including draft a constitution and ratify that constitution, elect a legitimate legislature, elect a president. Now it looks to me like Egypt has a plan, and it was an economic conference. Egypt has a plan now to move themselves into the 21st century. It will be difficult to achieve, of course, but you have to have the vision in order to achieve. So I was very happy to be able to be there to the conference and meet with a number of their ministers, our U.S. ambassador as well, but also a meeting with the 3 members of Congress and with President al-Sisi. Late on Saturday night, he saved it for the last meeting so he could talk with us as long as he wanted. And so it was an outstanding meeting we had with him. And our relationship with Egypt has gone downhill dramatically. And what we're trying to do is hold that together so that we can restore that relationship, because Egypt is the key not only to peace in the Middle East, I believe it's the key to how we address radical Islam for the long term and global. And my message and the message of our delegation was, we do not support as Americans the Muslim Brotherhood. We support the Egyptian people and the government that's elected by them. And I believe this new government will start to, I know that they will resist Sharia law, and that they will move Egypt into the Western world more so than they are today. And I think they'll keep going in that direction, and I'm confident that they will start moving Egypt into that more of a moderate Western. And let me just make a statement here that it's broad, and I think it has meaning. As we watched as Ataturk came to power in the aftermath of the Ottoman Empire, he moved Turkey and that part of the world into the Western world, at least as a bridge between the East and the West. We've seen them drift back the other way in recent years under Erdogan. I think that President al-Sisi is in a position to become the Ataturk for global Islam. If that is the case, then that is a great big path towards a more peaceful relationship with 1.3 or 4 billion people who are self-defined as Muslim. 30 to 33 million of 80 to 83 million Egyptians went to the streets starting June 29th of 2013 and concluding July 3rd of 2013 when they pleaded with the military, give us our country back. Yes, we've had one election, but it's really clear that we've had our last election if it's going to be under Morsi. And Morsi began implementing Sharia law. And that was something that the Egyptian people rose up against. They didn't want to accept Sharia law. And in fact, in my meeting with President al-Sisi on Saturday night, he said that administration, that meaning Muslim Brotherhood, wants to impose Sharia law. He said they want to impose, he said the words divine law, and then he stopped and said Sharia law to everyone. And he tipped his head down and shook his head in disgust. They have now elected a leader and a parliament that does not want to accept Sharia law, that rejects Sharia law, and so you can be a Muslim and separate. You can separate government from religion, at least in theory, and if that can happen, we can have a more peaceful world.